Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Douglas Attila Jamali, and I am the President of the United States of America. By its laws and Constitution, and by the elective thereof of the 85th century, which I now sit upon, 10 consecutive elections as President of the United States of America. Yesterday, they sent a nuclear weapon at San Francisco to destroy me and my presentation of today in the effective change of repair of Manhattan and more over the rest of the world. You see, in the Time Wars, there was a diversion in which they started to replicate matter, and 75% of the buildings made after 1975 or so were made with replicated steel. And when the timelines converge, that replicated steel disappears. And since they won't bring my girl and I together, those timelines are divergent still, and when they converge, because of the replicated matter in those buildings, they shall collapse. I, as the President of the United States of America, cannot allow that to happen with people inside of those buildings. And so last night, in the showing thereof of the replicated matter starting to disappear, the buildings all fell down. They sent a nuclear weapon at me here in San Francisco to hide the fact of that and named me as the head of Al-Qaeda and a terrorist and blamed those collapses on me and the Taliban of New York City. So, as the President of the United States of America, again, I can't allow that to happen, and further, I can't let them use that as a mechanism to start war with the Middle East, naming me with the death and thereof a nuclear weapon attack on San Francisco, in which I am under challenge to make sure that that nuclear weapon didn't happen and the next 300 years of San Francisco didn't remain as a radioactive wasteland. So I stand upon the stage here in San Francisco to bring forth that thereof the change in which the human race killed me in my past to hide the effective change of my repair upon Manhattan and the world. With that being said, the Saturnians yanked me before they were able to kill me and before the effective change of repair, and the world returns to a radioactive wasteland starting there with San Francisco, which I've already repaired with an after-the-fact H-bomb countermeasure, and Manhattan, which now stands in a collapsing pile of burning rubble. Bringing to the present. So, the current administration is trying to use an H-bomb to hide this again and roll back times to not show you the collapse thereof of Manhattan with the convergence thereof the timelines and replicated steel just disappearing. So, with that said, we're going to let it happen. There you go. Everything in Manhattan just fucking collapsed because there's no steel in half of the buildings. So, Grandmaster Architect Dennis Sheldon, a Direct Action Committee architect of Coruscant, who has been named by me thereof, we put together some blueprints for the reconstruction of New York City. For if I'm going to reconstruct New York City, I'm not going to put it back the way it was. So, with that being said, with the help thereof the entire universe here, as the Remaker of the world, Grandmaster Architect Dennis Sheldon's work, and I, in the repair thereof of Manhattan. As a live presentation of the Remaker of the world.